6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The National Security Committee has authorized the armed forces to undertake corresponding actions in response to the Indian aggression. The Prime Minister says Pakistan is fully capable of defending its geographical boundaries, whether in conventional or nuclear warfare. Qatar has offered to play its role in de-escalating the current situation. The Director General ISPR says Pakistan's armed forces gave a befitting and strong response to the Indian aggression last night. The Israeli forces have martyred 57 more Palestinians in the besieged Gaza. In the Pakistan Super League, Islamabad United will take on Quetta Gladiators in Rawalpindi this evening. And now the news in detail. The National Security Committee has unequivocally condemned the blatant violation of Pakistan's sovereignty and territorial integrity by India and authorized the armed forces to take corresponding actions to avenge the loss of innocent civilians in the Indian strikes. The meeting of the National Security Committee was held in Islamabad today with the Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif in the chair. The committee stated that Pakistan reserves the right to respond in self-defense at a time, place and manner of its choosing in response to blatant violation of its sovereignty by India. The meeting was informed that Pakistan's armed forces resolutely defended the territorial integrity of the country, including Azad Jammu and Kashmir, against the Indian aggression, while also bringing down 5 Indian fighter aircraft and unmanned aerial vehicle. The meeting noted that the entire Pakistani nation, deeply anguished by India's naked aggression, greatly appreciates and admires the bravery and courage of the armed forces and their timely action in the defense of their motherland. The meeting called upon the international community to recognize the gravity of India's unprovoked illegal actions and hold it accountable for its blatant violation of the international norms and laws. It emphasized that Pakistan remains committed to peace with dignity and honor and reiterated that it shall never allow any violation of its sovereignty, territorial integrity, or permit any harm to its proud people. It noted that India's act of aggression also caused grave danger to commercial airlines belonging to brotherly Gulf countries, endangering the lives of thousands of on-board passengers. Besides, the Neelam Jhelum hydropower project was also deliberately targeted in violation of the international conventions. The committee said deliberate targeting of civilians, including innocent women and children, by the Indian military constitutes a heinous and shameful crime that is in violation of all norms of human behavior and the provisions of the international law. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif has paid glowing tribute to the armed forces of Pakistan for their decisive response to the Indian aggression. Speaking in the National Assembly today, he said Pakistan delivered a befitting response to India through purely conventional warfare. He reaffirmed the competence of the country's armed forces in defending the motherland. The Prime Minister emphasized that Pakistan is fully capable of defending its geographical boundaries, whether in conventional or nuclear warfare. The Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif received a telephone call from his Qatari counterpart Mohammed bin Abdurrahman bin Jassim bin Jaber As-Sani and discussed the prevailing situation in the region. During the conversation, the Prime Minister of Qatar said his country wants to play its role in de-escalating the current situation in the region. While thanking Qatar for its solidarity and support to Pakistan at this difficult time, Shehbaz Sharif strongly condemned India's missile strikes targeting 6 sites in Pakistan as an unprovoked act of war. He said the attack also caused destruction of few mosques, imperiling peace and stability in South Asian region. The Prime Minister noted that while Pakistan desires peace in the region, Pakistan will resolutely defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity with full vigor and force. Italy's Minister for Interior, Matteo Piantedosi, called on the Deputy Prime Minister Mohammad Assaghdar in Islamabad today and discussed the prevailing regional situation. The Deputy Prime Minister briefed him on India's recent escalatory measures and stated that Pakistan strongly condemns India's cowardly action, which was a flagrant violation of the United Nations Charter, international law, and established norms of interstate relations. The Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lin Qian says his country stands ready to work with the international community to continue to play a constructive role in easing the current tension between India and Pakistan. Responding to questions in Beijing today, the spokesperson said China finds India's military operation early this morning regrettable. He urged both the sides to act in the larger interest of peace and stability, remain calm and exercise restraint, and refrain from taking actions that may further complicate the situation. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. 26 innocent civilians have been martyred and 46 others injured in the Indian unprovoked and blatant aggression inside Pakistan. Giving an update on the situation, the Director General ISPR, Lieutenant General Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry, said India once again showing cowardice, attacked on 6 locations in Pakistan in the darkness of night. He said a mosque was targeted in Ahmedpur East where 13 persons embraced martyrdom, including 2 girls aged 3 years and 37 sustained injuries. In Muzaffarabad, he said Bilal Mosque was targeted by India where 3 persons embraced martyrdom. In Kotli, 2 persons embraced martyrdom in an attack on Abbas Mosque. 3 persons were martyred and 1 other injured in an attack on a masjid in Muridke. The Director General ISPR also mentioned that 5 civilians were martyred during the unprovoked Indian firing on the line of control. He said targeting of mosques and worship places by India reflects the growing Hindutva ideology of the Modi government. Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry said Pakistan's armed forces gave a befitting and strong response within minutes to the Indian aggression. The DGISPR confirmed that Pakistan has shot down 5 Indian fighter jets, including 3 Rafale, as well as a combat drone. He said these were downed in Batinda, Jammu, Avantipur, Akhnur and Srinagar. The Director General ISPR said India also targeted and damaged structure of Nowsheri Dam in complete violation of the international norms. Ahmed Sharif Chaudhry mentioned that when India was resorting to the cowardly and senseless aggression, several national and international flights were in Pakistan's airspace, thus putting the lives of thousands of civilians in grave danger. The Director General ISPR once again made it clear that Pakistan responded in self-defense. The Indian Chargé d'Affaires was summoned to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Islamabad today to lodge Pakistan's strong protest over the unprovoked Indian strikes at multiple locations across Pakistan and Azad Jammu and Kashmir. It was conveyed that India's blatant act of aggression constitutes a clear violation of Pakistan's sovereignty. Such actions are in contravention of the United Nations Charter, international law, and established norms governing interstate relations. The Indian side was warned that such reckless behavior poses a serious threat to regional peace and stability. The United Nations and world leaders expressing concern over the escalation of tensions between Pakistan and India have asked both the countries to exercise restraint. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has expressed deep concern on Indian military strikes across the line of control and international border. The Israeli forces in the continued strikes have martyred 57 displaced Palestinians sheltering in a school and a hotel in besieged Gaza. And now cricket. In the Pakistan Super League, Islamabad United will take on Quetta Gladiators in Rawalpindi this evening. The match will start at 8 p.m. And finally, the weather report. Mainly hot and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country, while partly cloudy conditions along with rain and thunderstorm has been forecast at isolated places in Kashmir, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and the Pothohar region during the next 12 hours. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.bk, and you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.